Hello shop boys out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. A new week with lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures that I get up to this week. It's Monday and I've got the day off work, so I got up after a little bit of a lie-in. I then had some buttered toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, and I've just been loving buttered toast at the moment, toast smothered in butter. I then had some bear cuddles, watched a bit of TV and just listened to a bit of music, and then got myself ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place. I was going to Armsley Garden Centre, but I haven't been for ages, so I got myself ready to go off and get the bus to the garden centre. Whilst on my way up there, I was listening to music on my headphones, and I got up there just as the bus arrived, so I timed that perfectly. I then got on the bus, and one of my mates who I go to morning group with on Friday mornings was on the bus, so I was chatting with them. I then listened to music on my way to the garden centre on my headphones. I listened to a bit of Kylie. I then got off the bus and made my way down to the garden centre, and the main road outside of the garden centre is always quite stressful because there's like three roads, one going up, one going down, and a little one going down on the corner, so you can never really tell which ones cars are going to come down. So I made sure that I was at an angle where I could see all the lanes, so that I could see it was nice and clear. Got over and got into the garden centre. They really should put a zebra crossing or something on that road because it is always so stressful. But I got there in one piece. I got into the garden centre and was looking around at the home and stationery section, and at the sweet section and plushie section, and at some of the cute mugs they had in there. I then went off to the plant section and got some plants outside the plant section. Our plant section is huge, and it's got really beautiful succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and really pretty plant pots. So I was having a lovely look around there. I then made my way off to go and get myself some lunch from the cafe. Whilst making my way down to the cafe, I saw this beautiful mirror with some statues around it. I got a mirror's life from that. It's such a pretty mirror, and I love the statues around it. I then got into the cafe and I got a chicken Caesar salad from there with a bit of cherry baked quail cake and a chai latte, and I'll show you guys that. I had the chicken Caesar salad first. Could have done with a little bit more chicken Caesar. I like my chicken Caesar salads to be drowning in Caesar salad cream. I love Caesar salad cream so much. Other than that, it was really delicious. I then had my chai latte and my bit of cherry baked quail cake. I then sat in there for a little bit and just chilled and listened to the music they had playing in the cafe. Did some really good songs playing. I then went around looking at some more of the garden centre and was looking at some of the cute little garden plaques they have to put up in the gardens that have song lyrics on and some really funny quotes. And then went to the flower section and got some flower sets from there that I'll show you guys. This is one of my favourite times of year for flowers, as you get lots of blossoms and spring flowers start to slowly appear, and I was able to get some really lovely flower sets with such beautiful colours and patterns on. I then got some selfies in front of some of the string little displays they had up with some little pretend flowers and pretty patterned leaves. I then went off to have a look at the jam and like chutney section and got some lemon curd. I love lemon curd so much. My mum is not such a fan. She calls it lemon curd. I, on the other hand, love the stuff, and I can't wait to have this on my toast in the mornings. And it comes in this really cute little bottle with a really pretty lid. I could probably use this to put some flowers something in or keep some other bits in, and I can't wait to have this for my breakfast. I then made way back to get the bus back from the garden centre, and unlike on the way to the garden centre where the bus arrived just as I got there and I timed it perfectly, this bus was a little bit earlier than I thought. So as I was getting up the road to literally go round to get to the bus stop, the bus literally went flying past, so I was like, for God's sake, I didn't know how to wait for the next bus, so I just listened to music on my headphones and waited for the next one. Luckily it didn't take too much longer. I then got the bus back and I got home and I was just listening to some music on my headphones, working on some illustrations and coloring some ideas in. I just read some more of 50 Essence Out, which is such a good book, and I had some bear cuddles I then sorted out my Bridgerton doll into a new look, and I'm show you guys that. Here's my Bridgerton doll's newest look. She's got these white high heels on, and some blue denim jeans, and then she has this blue and pink funky patterned jumper on, and she's got a choker necklace and her black hat, and this is the whole look. It's such a great look. I'm loving using the new fashion bits I got from the Toy Story section in TC Jones in the mall. I've been able to create some really cute looks. I then read some more office discs out, had a cup of tea and some of my chocolate digestives. Love chocolate digestives so much. Listened to a bit of music, and then I was just working on a little bit more of my short story, and I'm now off to go and take Bear for a walk with my dad. I'll just see you a bit more on the vlog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I got back from taking Bear for a walk with my dad. He was really good on the lead. He wasn't pulling as much. He's getting a lot better on the lead and was making lots of friends with the other dogs. And then I was reading some more of If This Gets Out. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits, worked on some more illustrations and was colouring some of those in, listened to a bit of music, and then was watching more episodes of 911 Lone Star that I've been rewatching on Disney Plus. Such a great show. I love Talos. They're one of my favourite ships. And then I had my tea, and for my tea I had some leftover stew from yesterday, and I'm sure you guys that. The stew was so delicious. I didn't tidy away the kitchen, finished out my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I worked on a new illustration, and I'm sure you guys that. Here is the last illustration of this illustration sketchbook of mine. I'm going to be getting a new one soon, and I'm going to be showing you guys her. So she's got her leg out, got the sparkly high heel on, very cute heel, and then she has this handbag, and she's got some black gloves on, and she's got this ruched like shoulder pad and this long sleeve, and then this beautiful gown, and then she's got this sparkly necklace to match the shoes, and then she has this earring in, and this black bit of hair on this side is dyed black, and then just long flowing hair, and she's got such a beautiful face. I love the winged eyeliner, very into my winged eyeliner at the moment. I love the sparkle on that new illustration. I then read some more of If This Gets Out and had some cocoa cereal. I love cocoa cereal so much, and I'm now off to go and get my uniform ready for work tomorrow, as I'm working 9 till 3. It's me and Tash on shift tomorrow, and we have to cry it in the morning, and it normally gets quite busy with the cry it in, but I know we're going to absolutely smash it. And I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and just see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up early ready for work. I was working with Tash. I wasn't supposed to be working with Tash, but she swapped her evening shift for her colleague's day shift, so I got to work with her, and I haven't worked with just her in ages, so I was really excited to be working with Tash. I then got myself to work, and I got my raincoat on as it was really dark and drizzly, just not very nice at all, and I just didn't want to be getting out of bed this morning. It was so dark and so windy, so I put my headphones on and listened to some music on my headphones whilst on my way up to work, avoiding ginormous puddles. There was massive puddles everywhere. It was insane. And then I went off to Co-op and got myself a drink and a pastry for my breakfast, and also got a pastry and a drink for Tash. I then sat on one of the benches that was luckily dry and just listened to music on my headphones and kind of just chilled and mentally prepared myself ready for work. And then got into work, and then got clocked in and put my bag and coach away, and it was me and Tash, and we were absolutely slaying the shift, and I was running lots of food and drinks, lots of food and drink orders and drinks making, and for a Tuesday it was surprisingly busy, especially with the gloomy weather and all the rain that we had. We didn't think it was going to be that busy, and we had the flat white boys that come in, and also had the choir that came in, so that made it quite busy. So I was running lots of food and drinks and did a few drinks making, and did some coffees, did a really good cappuccino. It then quieted down again, and then we had quite a busy lunch rush, and the weather was so crazy today. One minute it would be really dark and rainy and windy and gloomy, the next minute it would be sunny with rain as well, and then it was sunny with blue skies. It just could not make its mind up at all. I then popped to Hawkins. I went through Hawkins to go and get some marker pens that Tash needed, so to walk into Hawkins and walk through there to get those, and there was a massive queue when getting the marker pens. I then got back and I had walked through Hawkins as a bit of a shortcut, and saw someone I know, so they were trying to chat with me, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I've got to get back to work. Got back to work and it got really busy again after being really quiet, so I was wearing lots of food and drinks, doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making. We then had this Welsh speaking group come in at 2:30, so it made the last bit of my shift go quite quickly, and then me and Tash head off to go to have a look around the charge shop. And whilst waiting for her, I got changed into the jumper I'm wearing, got clocked off and got my bag, and I got a mirror selfie from one of the mirrors in our workplace. Such a cute mirror, love getting mirror selfies from there. We then went off to go to the charge shops, but Tash has burnt her hand yesterday, so her hand was being quite sore, so she's got that bandaged up, bless her, hoping she feels better soon. So we didn't go to the charge shops, but we did go and pop into Surroundings. But just before that, I'd seen this little leaf like entranceway kind of like arch that they have in Hawkins when walking through there to go to the shop to get the marker pens. So Tash got a photo of me in front of that archway. I love all these leaves, one little entranceway to Hawkins. We then went to go into Surroundings, this really cool arts craft little shop, and I saw a double rainbow, and I'm sure you guys the snap I got of that. So cool, and it was such a lovely day. The sun came out, beautiful blue skies, hoping it lasts. We then went into Surroundings and had a lovely look around there, and Tash got some snacks on me in front of some of the pretty displays they have, and I'm sure you guys days. They've got such lovely displays in there, really cool mugs and art prints and coasters and blankets and bits like that, and I then got some snacks of some of the displays, and I'm sure you guys those. Tash then headed off. I gave her a hug, thanked her for a lovely shift, and then I went off and had a look around so the charge shops, went into the bookshop, and I love the smell of old books so much. I then went into T.T. Jones and was having a look at some of the stationery in there, and they've got a load of new notebooks in there, but I didn't need any notebooks for now. I then went off to the lounge where I saw one of my mates who I go to morning group with, so I was chatting with them, and we're not having morning group on Friday, so I'm planning to go into town with Tash again and go to R2's and to Sparks and the flower shop and have a little mutual on that, hoping the weather's okay. Fingers crossed. I'll take a coat just in case, you never know with this weather, it's so unpredictable. And then I got some selfies from there, I'm sure you guys. I love the mirrors in there and the print and the chandeliers and lanterns in there, it's so beautiful in there. I then went off to the Co-op to get myself some lunch from there. I got my drink to have for work tomorrow night. I'm not on work now till tomorrow night, so I get the day time off to relax, which I'm looking forward to. I then had to get some bits for my younger sister that she sent me the money for, and got that for her. I then made way back, and on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And I got back just as my dad was taking Beth for a walk, and my mum has gone down to my grandma's, which she does on Tuesday afternoons. I then had my lunch, and I had some chicken and stuffing sandwiches with some cravers, and got myself a cola from the Co-op meal deal section. I then gave my younger sister the bits that she'd asked me to get for her. I then listened to a bit of music and was just watching a bit of TV and wrote some of my journal entry. I put my dirty work clothes in the wash, and I've got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow, and got changed into my comfy trousers and everything nice and cozy, and I'm now off to go and rewatch Bridgerton season 2, and can't wait for new Bridgerton, which is coming out soon. I think it's either out tomorrow or Thursday. Either way, I cannot wait for new Bridgerton, and I'm now just going to be chilling before going off to jigsaw volunteering that I do on Tuesday nights, and just see with a bit more of the vlog coming later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at jigsaw volunteering that I do on Tuesday nights. So I got dropped out there by my dad, and we were doing about teeth hygiene, and we had a lady come in and talk to the kids all about teeth hygiene, and found out some really interesting facts about that. And then it was the end of the session, and I got picked up by my dad. I then got back, and I was just posting some TikToks and watching some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat videos. And on one of the filters on TikTok that I was using for one of my TikToks, it was a black and white filter, and I ended up taking some cute snaps using that filter, and I'm sure you guys those. Those two snaps are so cute. I had a great time messing around with the filters on TikTok, putting some silly poses. I was then just listening to a bit of music, worked on some illustrations and colour some days in, and was reading a bit more of If This Gets Out, and I had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I then tidied some of my office and dolls and dollhouse up a little bit, just been having a bit of a move around of some of the stuff in my dollhouse. I then was just listening to a bit of Kylie. I then had my tea, and for my tea I had some chicken Kievs with some alphabet potato wedges, and I'll show you guys. It was so delicious, and me and my younger sister were making some curse words out of the potato alphabets, so we find that very humorous. And then I finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's home and away UK soaps and brand new Waterloo Road, and to see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday and I got up after a lie-in. I didn't have work until this evening. I'm doing 6 till close, and I got showered and changed, gave my head a shave using my new head shaver. It works so well. I then had my breakfast, and for my breakfast I had some lemon curd toast with a cup of tea. I was then just watching a little bit of TV, listening to some music, and having some bear cuddles. And I got this snap of bear, and I'll show you guys that. He's so adorable and he's getting so big, and I was telling him all about how it is Harvey's heavenly birthday today. Our dog up in the sky, and he would have loved Bear. I reckon they would have got on so well. I then listened to a bit of music and was working on some illustrations and colouring in some of those. Read some more of If This Gets Out and watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I was using the colouring app that I've just downloaded on my phone, which is super therapeutic, and it's really good to help to do it just before going to bed, and it's supposed to help with better night's sleep. And I used it last night and I slept really well, so really impressed with how well it works. And yeah, I really enjoy using those colouring apps, and it's the numbers and then it shows up grey which ones you have to colour in, and some of them are so impressive. Some of them are pretty tricky, but yeah, I really enjoy doing those. Mostly I like doing the character ones. I then got myself ready to go off to have a walk. It was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies, and my dad was off fishing, so Bear was feeling a little bit restless. So before going off on my walk, I played with him out in the garden. He then was snuggled up onto the sofa, fast asleep, bless him. And then I made my way off on my walk, and whilst on my walk I was listening to music on my headphones, and I then made my way up to the high street and I went off to the bookshop. I love the style of old books so much, and saw my mate in there, so I was chatting with them. I was just telling them how I'm currently reading a book called If This Gets Out. I was just chatting with them about the books I like to read and about my writing. And then I went off and had a look around some of the child shops. I then went off to the flower shop and I got some flowers that's some net and shoe. I normally get a lot of bouquet flower starts, but this time around I decided to get some close-up snaps of some of the individual flowers. I was able to get some really nice close-ups with lovely colours and patterns on, and that apricot colour rose is so beautiful. It's ginormous, and I loved the little plant pot that it was in. I then got some plant snaps from the plant section, and I'll show you guys those. We've got such beautiful plant displays in the windows, so I was getting some lovely snaps from there with all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterned plant pots. I then made my way off and went off to Aldi and looked at the Best Buy section in Aldi, and then went off to the shops to get myself some lunch from there. And I got myself some chicken Caesar wraps for my lunch, some prawn cocktail Pringles, which are my favourite Pringles, and got myself some custard creams to put in my biscuit tin. I then got some hot cross buns as well. I then made my way back, and I got back and was having some bear cuddles, and I then had my lunch and I had my chicken Caesar wraps, which was so good, with some of my prawn cocktail Pringles, and then had a hot cross bun with a cup of tea, and then put the custard creams in the biscuit bowl, and I've got that in my office just behind me hidden, so my siblings can't come in and try and nick some of my biscuits. I love custard creams, they're probably my favourite type of biscuits, and I had some of those with a cup of tea I'd had with my hot cross bun, and the hot cross bun was so good, smothered in butter. I was then just watching some vlogs and TikTok, and got my rota for next week, so I've written those shifts down in my journal and also put them on the pin board in the kitchen. And I was going to be working Wednesday evening, but Jazz didn't have any shifts, so I asked if she wanted to do my Wednesday evening, and she agreed. So now she's doing my Wednesday evening. So now I have 3 shifts instead of 4, which I don't mind because it means that she's got some more hours. And I am working Saturday, off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back in Thursday, off Friday and back in Saturday, Sunday. So not too bad of a week. And I then was just writing some of my journal entry for today, and listened to a bit of music, and I'm now off to go and have some more of my custard creams with my cup of tea and read a bit more of If This Is Out. And I've got my uniform ready for work tonight. I'm just going to be chilling before then and just see when I'm back from work with more of the vlog tonight. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I'd worked doing 6 till close, so I got myself ready for work. I just finished watching 30 Going on 30. It's such a great film. The ending is so beautiful. I then got dropped to work by my dad, got to work, got clocked in and put my bag and coat away, and got my drink out to have for work, and I had to have that. And to start with, it was me and Tash on shift. Tash was doing 3 till 6, as one of my colleagues I was on shift with was supposed to be doing a 5 till close, but she was seeing family, so wasn't going to be able to get back in time. So Tash stayed, did 3 till 6, so that she'd be able to see her family and not have to rush back too quickly. And then they got on and Tash headed off, and she was going off to football training, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift, and I was just getting on with some of the cleaning and clothes jobs that could get done. We had a few walk-ins and had a few bookings, so I was just running some food and drinks, cleaning tables, and doing some food and drink orders and drinks making, and so on, chat to some of the regulars. And then we got out by about 10:20ish, and I clocked off, got my bag and coat, got picked up by my mum. I then got back and got into my PJs and put my work clothes in the wash. I'm now not in till Saturday, and then I had a curry for my tea. The curry was so delicious. I then had some bear cuddles and watched a bit of QI with my mum. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and was working on some illustrations whilst listening to a bit of music. And I'm going to show you guys 2 illustrations I did. Here are 2 new illustrations that I've just finished off. Starting off with this one here. She's got her hair shaved on the side here, and it's dyed black, and then this long flowing hair. And she's got a cross earring with some spike stud earrings, and then this choker necklace. And she's got this off the shoulder long sleeved dress with this belt, and then this handbag. She's got a ring on and some acrylic nails, and she's got these high heel boots on. I love the face with the ringed eyeliner. I'm really into my ringed eyeliner at the moment. And onto this one here. She's got a long side ponytail with a hairband there, and then she's got this long flowing bit of hair. She's got this 3 pearl earring on and a pearl necklace. It's got a beautiful face with lovely ringed eyeliner, and she's got this collar with a shoulder pad top and this heart shaped dress on the top, and she's got these big high heel boots on. She's got some acrylic nails and a ring and a handbag on, and those are my latest illustrations for you guys. I love all the little details on those 2 illustrations, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home Away and UK soaps, and then I'm going to be watching brand new RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the World, which came back yesterday night, and you'll see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday, and I got up early as I had to look after Bear whilst my mum and dad took my grandma to a doctor's appointment, and I had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I was then just watching stuff on Netflix, and I was watching this Take That series. I then ordered myself a butties lunch to go and collect for 12 o'clock. I was then watching some stuff off record that I just finished watching, and played with Bear out in the garden, and he was playing with one of his chew toys. He was then curled up asleep, bless him, tired himself out. I was then just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and then I went off and collected the butties lunch, and then got back and had that, and then watched some more of the Take That documentary, and started on Bridgerton season 4. Happy Bridgerton season 4 day, the days we celebrate, and show you guys snaps of that. butties lunch that I had was so delicious. I had my usual. I had a tuna, cheese, onion, lettuce, cucumber toasted wrap with a custard slice, and had that with a cup of tea in my Cup of Ambitions mug. Love a bit of Dolly Parton. Can't believe she turned 80 the other day. What a legend. I was then just watching some stuff off record, listened to a bit of music, and was working on some illustrations and colouring some of those in, and was reading some more of If This Is Out, and watched some vlogs and TikToks and some photo dog and cat videos. And then my dad got back with my mum and grandma, and they'd taken my grandma to the doctor's appointment. And then my dad went off for a nap, and then my mum and my grandma dropped me off to the garden centre on the way to drop my grandma back to hers. I then got into the garden centre, my happy place, and I got some flower snaps from an entranceway as you walk into the garden centre. They had lots of lovely spring flowers, lots of beautiful colours, lots of spring flowers starting to creep in now, and I got some beautiful snaps. I was able to get some really pretty flower snaps from the entranceway. I was having a lovely look around there, and they had some really cute little animal figurines on the flower displays, like some rabbits and some little pigs, which is so adorable. I then made my way inside of the garden centre and went off to have a look at the plant section. I got some plants that's from there to show you guys. They got a load of new plant displays up with beautiful succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and pretty colourful plant pots. So I was having a lovely look around there. I then went off to the home section and was looking at some of the pillows and some of the notebooks and pens from the stationery section, and some of the plushies and some of the sweets from the sweets section, and biscuits and cakes. And I ended up getting some sweets from the sweets section. I got some flower little sweets which are so pretty, and also got some jelly babies. Always reminds me of the Fourth Doctor, who would always ask if you wanted a jelly baby. I then went off and had a look around some more at the garden centre. I got some selfies in front of some of the spring displays with some plastic little flowers dotted around the place, and they're so cute. I then got a mirror selfie from the little like garden bit outside with some of the little garden mirrors that you can put out in the garden, and I'll show you guys that. Love a mirror selfie, as you guys know. I then got some more flower snaps. Those flowers are so beautiful. They've got such pretty colours and patterns on them. I then made my way back, and on my way back, Tash called up to ask about a meeting so we could sort out my character for the D&D type game that we're going to be playing at Jen's games night. So I made my way off to meet her, and she was off to go to one of the shops in the high street, so I met her at the high street. And we then went off and had a look at some of the child shops, and I got some pens from the little stationery place that she'd gone to get some stuff for the games night tonight, as she needed to write all the stuff down, so she needed some pencils and a notebook and some sticky notes. And I got some pens from there. They're so pretty. I got this one here and this one, and they've got pretty floral patterns on. As you guys know, I am a massive fan of flowers. We then went off to Widderford's and got some cakes from there, and I'm headed back to hers and had the cakes with cups of tea, and I'll show you guys the cake and the cup of tea that I had. I had a cream bun and she had a Belgian bun, and I had my cup of tea in the mug that I got to have for when I go round there for a cup of tea and a natter. We then sorted out the character and have got that sorted out. We then did a TikTok and I posted that, and then made my way back, and on the way back I popped into one of the child shops and was having a look around there, and got a mirror selfie from one of the mirrors in there with this really funky patterned mannequin in front of that, and I'll show you guys. I love that mannequin, it's so pretty with all the patterns on that funky mannequin. I then got back and my dad had taken Bear off for a walk. Then I'm back and I'm now off to go and watch some more of season 4 of Bridgerton, have some of my sweeties, and I'm just going to be chilling before going off to games night this evening to play this D&D type of game, which I'm really excited about playing, and to see it with a bit more of the vlog later on. Later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Jen's for games night, so I got myself ready to go off there, and I went off to the shops to get some drinks for the evening. I then got dropped to Jen's. I got there and we then got everything ready for games night, and Tash, Amelia and Jazz arrived and we had some ploughmans, and I'm sure you guys that. The ploughmans were so good, had lots of cheese, lots of meat and lots of bread, and then we were discussing and planning our characters for the D&D game we're going to be playing next week. We didn't end up playing it tonight as we had a lot of planning to do. We didn't realise how much planning it took. We were then just chatting with Amelia about how her trip to Dublin had been, and she got us some bits from Dublin, and she got me some Irish fudge, which I can't wait to tuck into. I love a bit of fudge, dairy cream fudge all the way from Ireland. And then we were playing the intro music game and had a movie intro game as well with bits of music from the movies, and then we took it in turns to have 5 songs from any album of a singer we like, and we had to try and work out the songs with like 1 minute, 2 minutes of music playing, which is really fun. We then had some donuts that Amelia had got for us, and I'm sure you guys a couple of days. I had the sprinkled donut, it was so delicious, and we then continued on playing some more games of the music intro game, playing some music and having to guess little snippets, and always have so much fun with those guys. It was so much fun and we had lots of laughs, and then it was the end of games night and I got dropped back by Amelia and Tash and Jazz, and I got in and I was just watching a bit of 24 Hours in A&E with my mum. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits and was just having some bear cuddles, and I am meeting Tash tomorrow to go into Bristol. We're going to be going to the flower shop and our Toots and to Sparks and just some of the other vintage clothes shops in Bristol. Hoping the weather's nice, fingers crossed. I think it's supposed to be sunning up until like 2ish, so I'll take a coat just in case, because you never know what this weather's going to do. It's always very unpredictable. And I'm now off to go and get to my PJs, finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching today's UK soaps and then watching some more of Bridgerton season 4. My younger sister has already finished it all and she was saying how good it is, so I'm looking forward to watching more of that. Slowly make my way through this series as it's in 2 parts. I didn't want to watch it all straight away and then have a while to wait for part 2, so I'm going to savour it while I can and just see if more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday and I got up after a little bit of a lie-in as I didn't have morning group this morning that I normally have, as it's not on this week. I then got showered and changed and I had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. Bloody love a bit of lemon curd. I was then just watching some stuff on Netflix, just a bit of music, and was having some bear cuddles, and then I got myself ready to go off and meet Tash to go into town, and I made my way up to meet her at her flat, and whilst on my way up to meet her I was listening to music on my headphones. I then popped to the shops to get some bits and then went off to meet Tash at hers, and then we went off and had a look inside the child shops and got some lunch from the co-op, and we had some chicken Caesar wraps. I love chicken Caesar wraps. And then we got some drinks from the corner shop and then went off to go get the bus into town. The bus arrived just as we got there, so we didn't have to wait too long. We then got into town and we went off to go to our Toots, this bakery that does such great cakes. They're humongous and they always have them in the window to see what you want, and so we're having a lovely look at the window at some of the cakes that they have, and there was a bit of a queue, and whilst we were waiting to get seen I had to pop to the loo in the cafe. I then got a mirror stuff from there and I'm sure you guys that. I love that mirror, it's so pretty. We then got seen and I had a bit of this Victoria sandwich with sprinkles all over it with a chai latte, and Tash had a flat white and a bit of coffee cake, and we sat out on one of the tables outside of the cafe, and I'm sure you guys the cake that I had. The portions they do for the cakes are huge and it was so delicious with the buttercream and the sprinkles, and it had hearts all over it, which is so cute, ready for Valentine's Day which is coming up. And I gave one of the heart sprinkles to Tash. That's like, "You have my heart." We then sat and chatted there for a bit and just chilled, and then we went off to one of my favourite places to go when in town, one of the flower shops, and I got some flowers off from them. It's such a beautiful flower shop. They had loads of baskets with flowers outside of the front of the shop, and all these dried flowers hang above from the ceiling and have such beautiful bouquets with lovely colourful flowers, and it all smells so good in that flower shop with all the beautiful flowers. I then got some plants out from there that I'll show you guys. It's so pretty, all of the succulents and cactuses and the dried plants and like wreaths and all the pretty patterned plant pots and colourful plant pots. I was then having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there and got a few selfies in front of some of the flowers and plants they had in there. And then me and Tash went off to Sparks, this really cool art place that sells lots of vintage clothes, stationery, mugs, lots of really cool things like that, and has lots of mirrors and art pieces. And I got some mirror selfies, and Tash got some snaps of me in front of some of the cute art displays, and I'll show you guys. It's so cute in there. Always have a lovely time in there, looking around there with Tash. On the way out, we were looking at some of the high heels they have in one of the sections where you can make your own high heels, and I love high heels. I tiptoe walk, so I think I'd probably be better in heels. I actually can't run in high heels, probably due to my tiptoe walk, and I would love to own a pair of kinky boot weared high heel boots. I'd wear them to work, I'd wear them to go get the milk from the shops. I would love a pair of high heels. And I always joke with Tash that my drag persona is called Harry Belinda, and we were looking around in this vintage shop and we're like, what would Harry Belinda wear? And I was like, definitely got to be leopard print, glitz glam. And they had a pair of shoes in Sparks that were like these pink, like 12-inch heels, Lady Gaga style shoes, and they were insane. And I was like, those I would absolutely love, but it was so expensive, but they were just beautiful, such a beautiful pair of heels. We then went off to the works. Love having a look in there, some of the books. I just love the smell of books so much. And they didn't have heated rivalry on the shelves, but I'd seen a TikTok where they were in the works. I've already got them, but I just wanted to see them on the shelf, but they didn't have them yet. But yeah, I just love it, and I can't wait to start reading Heated Rivalry soon. I've almost finished, if this gets out, which I'm currently reading, and I'm going to be starting on the Heated Rivalry books. We then went over the road to go in Primark and had a look in the home section, which is my favourite place to go. I love the home section in Primark, and they had a load of really cute, like bridgerton-esque kind of vibe stuff. And let me show you guys some snaps I got from there. I had a lovely look around there, and on the way out, Tash got a snap of it in front of this beautiful Easter display, and I'll show you guys that. It's so cute. They've got loads of Easter bunny stuff and loads of carrots and cute little Easter egg on display. We then went off to this game shop so that Tash could get some bits that she needed for next week when we played D&D, for like some starter packs. And then we went off to this vintage clothes shop where we were deciding what Harry Belinda, my drag persona, would wear, and I was picking up loads of glittery, like sparkly stuff and leather print jackets. And then we got a mirror selfie for one of the mirrors in there, and I'll show you guys that. We then went off and had a look around some more of the shops and went into Urban Outfitters and had a look on there. And on the way out, Tash got a snap of me in front of some pretty lanterns they had above the entrance to the shop, and I'll show you guys. It's so cute in there. We had a lovely look around there, and then we went off to have a look around some shops in Cabot. I went off to the Lego shop. Always love having a look around the Lego shop with Tash, and they had some really cute Lego bits, and they had a Paris scene, which is getting me excited because in October, me, Tash, Jen and the kids are going to be going to Disneyland Paris. Cannot wait for that. I'm so excited. First time going to Paris, and I can't wait to see the Eiffel Tower, potentially see the Moulin Rouge as well, and yeah, try and get all of that in there. And yeah, I cannot wait for that. October cannot come quick enough. And then I went off into this K-pop shop that sells lots of like Harry Potter stuff and like anime stuff and manga stuff, and I got a mirror, so I in front of this really cute mirror, and I'll show you guys that. It's such a pretty mirror, and it says looking good on the mirror, which is so cute with a little heart. Then me and Tash went off to go get the bus back, and it just started to rain when we got onto the bus, so we timed it perfectly. It did say it was supposed to rain at 1 o'clock, but it didn't rain until like 2ish, so we were quite lucky with the weather. We then got back, and Tash got off just before Aldi to go off to Tesco's to get stuff for Mo that she's going to be doing for Jazz and her parents. And her parents are coming around for the first time, so she's like fully moved in. They went in when she was moving in, but they haven't been since she has settled in, so they're going in there this evening. So Tash was going off to get that stuff to get ready for the meal, and I'm hoping she has a lovely meal with her parents tonight with Jazz. And then I got off a few stops after and just listened to music on my headphones and chilled. Was trying not to fall asleep with the rain outside. It was making me feel very sleepy. I then got off and went to one stop and got myself a drink for work tomorrow and for Sunday's shift. And then I got back, and my dad was going off to take Bear for his walk, so Bear was very excited for his walk and also hadn't seen me all day, so he was jumping up at me, giving me lots of kisses, bless him. Then they went off on the walk, and me and my mum and my younger sister were just watching a bit of Mud She Wrote. Love that show. Angela Lansbury, what a legend, she is dearly missed. And then I had a cup of tea and a hot cross bun. Love hot cross bun, smothered in butter. And then I was reading a bit more of If This Is Out, worked on some illustrations at Colours of Days in, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat videos. I was just listening to a bit of Charlie XCX and sent Tash a Charlie XCX and Lord song that I was talking to her about earlier on. And then my dad got back from taking the dog for a walk, and then I had my tea and I got a pizza when at one stop getting the drinks for work, and I had that, and I'll show you guys. The pizza was so cheesy, just how I like it. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today. I've got my uniform ready for work tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and then watching some more of Bridgerton season 4, and to see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up early ready for work. I had work doing 9:30 till 3, so I got myself ready for work. I was listening to some music while I was getting ready for work. I then had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, had some bear cuddles, and then I got dropped to work by my dad. I was up to work pretty early. I didn't start till 9:30. I got up to the high street for about 9, so I went off to one of the flower shops. I got some flower sets before work, and I'll show you guys the flower sets I got. I got some snaps and soda bouquets this time, as last time I went to the flower shop I focused on some of the more singular flowers in more detail. So this time I was focusing on more of the bouquets, and they do such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there with such lovely colourful flowers. I was then having a lovely chat with the flower shopkeepers in there. I then got some plant pots on there, and I'll show you guys those. They have such beautiful displays of the plants with all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterned plant pots with lovely colours on. I then made my way to work. I then got into work, got clocked in and put my bag and coat away. I got my drink out to have for work and had some of that, and it was me and 2 other colleagues on shift, and then another colleague came in, and I was running food and drinks, doing some food and drink orders and drinks, making and cleaning tables, and someone chatted to some of the burglars, and it was Tash in pot wash, and I had a bit of my drink, and then my head chef decided to hide my drink. He's also a bit of a trickster, so I was then trying to find that, and I finally found it, so I finished that and put that in the bin. He's such a big kid, and he was laughing his head off in the kitchen, and then I was just cleaning some tables inside as well as outside, as it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. I heard people sitting in the little gazebo area outside, so I was cleaning tables out there as well, and I then jumped on bar and did some food and drink orders and did some drinks making, and was just running lots of food and drinks, and it would go quiet, then it'd be busy, then quiet, then busy, so it was a bit of a mixture of quiet times, and then it would get quite busy again. We had quite a busy lunch rush, so I was just cleaning lots of tables, and I had quite a few walk-ins as well, and was running lots of food and drinks and coffees. We had a bit of a wait on food as we had quite a lot of orders in at once, but we managed to get all the food and drinks out. It then quieted down again, and I got to finish at like 2:40 in the end instead of 3. So I then clocked off, got my bag and coat, and got changed into this jumper I'm wearing right now. So it's a nice blue jumper. I then went off to Aldi and got some chicken Caesar wraps from there, and then I made my way back from there. And on my way back, I was listening to music on my headphones, just enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then got back and I had my chicken Caesar wrap with a cup of tea, and put my dirty work clothes in the wash and got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 10 till 5, which means I get to have a little bit of a lie-in, which is going to be good. And I'm now off to go and take the dog for a walk with my dad, and just see you with a bit more of the dog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I got back from being on the walk with Bear, my dad, and then I was just reading some more of If This Gets Out, had a cup of tea and some biscuits, tidied up my office and dolls and dollhouse, listened to a bit of music, and we just worked on some illustrations, kind of started dozing and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and posted an Instagram post of some photos from January, sort of January photo dump, and it's really cute looking back and seeing what I got to this month. Can't believe it's February tomorrow. Normally I feel like January goes so slowly, but I think this January for me personally has gone so quick. I then was just watching some stuff off record that I finished catching up on, and was reading a bit more of It Just Gets Out, and can't wait to be starting Heated Rivalry's books. I've got this much left to finish of If This Gets Out, and I'm going to be reading the Heated Rivalry books. I was then just rewatching some of the Heated Rivalry episodes. I think Rose and the Lodge are probably my two favourite episodes of Heated Rivalry. They're so good, and can't wait for season 2. I then was just watching some episodes of Friends, and my mum had to go and take my grandma to the minor injury unit in the Yates as she had hurt her wrist, and my mum then got back and had taken my grandma back to hers, and she's just bruised it, so she's got to take it like careful and have some painkillers for that, and she's feeling a lot better than she was, which is good. And then my dad went off to go and take my older sister and our family friend into town, and on the way back he'd got McDonald's for us to have tea. He then got back, and for my tea I had a Big Mac meal and a hot apple pie, and I'll show you guys that. My first McDonald's of 2026, love a Big Mac, and the hot apple pies are so good. I then finished my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and finish off watching part 1 of Bridgerton season 4. I'll just see you more on the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up early, ready for work. I was doing work 10 till 5, so I got to have a little bit of a lie-in, but I wanted to get up early so I could get showered and changed and have a little bit of time to chill before work. So I had some porridge. I'm really loving my porridge at the moment with a little bit of honey. I then had some bear cuddles and just watched a bit of TV, just a bit of music, and was just chilling before work, which was really nice to just chill and mentally prepare for work. I then got dropped to work by my dad. I got into work, got clocked in and put my bag and coat away, and got my drink out of my bag to have for work, and this time my head chef did not hide it. I had that, and it was me and 2 other colleagues on shift to start with, and another colleague came in at 11, and it was nice and steady. We had quite a few people coming in for coffees and for breakfast, so I was just running some food and drinks, doing some food and drink orders and drinks making and cleaning tables. I was mainly on floor, so just cleaning lots of tables, running lots of food and drinks, and so on, chatting to some of the regulars. And then at lunchtime we had a musician come in and perform some acoustic covers, which is really cool, and it was really chilled and felt really cozy with the rain outside and the lights dimmed. It was nice and chilled and cozy, and people really enjoying the music. And we had Sunday roasts on, so we had lots of people in for Sunday roast, which made it quite busy, and we had quite a few food and drink tickets on, but we got all the food and drink tickets out and they had quieted down. I then was able to have my lunch break, and I went off to get myself a Greggs because there's a bit of a wait on food still, and I got myself a cheese and bake with a custard slice and an apple juice. I then went and sat out in the gazebo covered area we have outside of our workplace and had my Greggs, and I'll show you guys that. The Greggs I had for lunch were so delicious. I love a cheese and bake, and it was nice and warm. It had just come out of the oven, and the custard slice as well. I got a fork from inside so that I could eat that, and the apple juice is so good. I then listened to music on my headphones. I didn't even realise that it started to last an hour's rain. So once my timer I'd set for my break had gone off and I turned my headphones off, I didn't realise. I was like, oh dear, and it was absolutely lashing it down. So I quickly darted back inside, put my headphones back into my bag and my plate into pot wash, and then continued on with my shift. I was wanting some more food and drinks and cleaning tables and so in touch with some of the regulars, and my colleague I was on shift with from 3 till 5 had filled out my forms, so my manager I was on with had filled out the passport forms I got him to fill out for me so that I could get my passport sent off. So now I just have to finish up filling that out, and then I'll be able to get my passport ready to go to Disneyland Paris in October, and I'm so excited to go there with Tash, Jen and the kids. And then I was cleaning some tables, and it was just me and my manager on shift 3 till 5, and as soon as my 2 other colleagues had finished at 3, they went out one door and then like 50 other people came in through the next door, and it was insane. It got quite busy again, and so I spent lots of food and drinks, did lots of food and drink orders and drinks, making, cleaning tables and just doing some cleaning jobs that I could get done. And then I finished at 5, and the last hour of my shift absolutely dragged. I thought it was never going to get to 5 o'clock, and I was so happy that it was home time. I then got clocked off, got my bag and coat, and got changed into this jumper I'm wearing right now. I then got a selfie from the gazebo area whilst waiting in there for the rain to cool down a bit, and it called to get picked up by my dad, and he was making his way to pick me up. And I got the most selfie of these lights we have hanging above, and they're so cute. I then was waiting to get picked up by my dad, and I was just down by one of the restaurants just down from where I work, and I saw through the window that they had some pretty lanterns, and I went in and asked if I would be able to get some snaps on some of the lanterns, and they were like sure. So I then got 2 snaps of the lanterns from there, and I'll show you guys those. Those lanterns are so beautiful. I also got a selfie from there as well, and I got picked up by my dad. I got back and put my work clothes in the wash. I'm now not in work till Thursday, so I've got 3 days off. And I then called up Tash, and I was just having a nice catch with her. She's had football, she's got a little bit wet, but her team won, absolutely awesome. And I said how the selfie I'd taken, I wasn't so sure like if it looked right, if it was like a bit dark, like, and then between me and Tash, we tweaked it a little bit, brightened it up a little bit, and it looks so cute with all the lanterns behind me. And then my older sister came over for tea, and we were having a Sunday roast that my mum had been getting ready, and it smelled so good. And we had our Sunday roast, and I'll show you guys. The Sunday roast was so delicious. We then tidied away and watching a little bit of Andy's Roadshow and a bit of this David Attenborough documentary. We then had some pudding, and I had some lemon cheesecake, and I'll show you guys. The lemon cheesecake was so delicious. I then had a cup of tea and was playing with Bear, and he got given a purple dinosaur that my mum had ordered him, and within seconds yesterday night it was destroyed. He's an absolute destroyer of cuddly toys. He gets the squeakers out. He loves getting the squeakers out of the toys. So there's fluff everywhere, and he's now walking around with this one little dinosaur paw in his mouth that he absolutely loves, and he's trying to get us to play tug of war with this tiny little bit of fabric, bless him. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and was just working on some new illustrations, and I'll show you guys those. Here are 2 of my new illustrations. Starting off with this first one. She's got this long flowing hair down to the side with just a little bit of dip dye. Then she's got this flicky bit of hair, and she's got these big eyelashes with winged eyeliner. She's got a black choker necklace. Then she has this jumper with a shoulder pad Love the big shoulder pads and a heart cut pantsuit. She's got these high heels on, and she's got this black ring on with these beautiful acrylic nails with lovely details on. And then on to the second one. This one here has got such a pretty face. I love the mascara and the eyes, and then she's got this beautiful hair in a bun with this dangly bit of hair with a tiara and this little pom-pom earring. Then she has these sharp shoulder pads with this little slit with the bust line, and then a belt with these little pearls on. I love the little details, and it's a lovely flowing gown, and it's giving me bridgerton vibes. I love those new illustrations, and I'm going to be getting my new sketchbook tomorrow, as my current sketchbook is now finished, and I'm now off to go and read some more of Hated Rivalry. I've started reading the first book of Hated Rivalry last night. I've now finished If This Gets Out. Finally, I thought I was never going to finish that book. There are so many chapters in If This Gets Out. I loved the book and it was so good I just could not put it down. But every time I thought I was nearing the end, there'd be another chapter. I think there was like 30 something chapters. But yeah, I really enjoyed that book. Kind of missed it, but I'm also really excited to start reading Hated Rivalry. And I'm now off to finish reading a bit more of that and have a cup of tea with some of my custard creams, and I'm just going to be chilling, and hope you guys have all had a great week and weekend and all have a lovely new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon.